think we were sitting on a plateau, and then since then we've been increasing growth again. We've had a steady growth path, which has been really amazing. Well, thank you to you, TK. I don't think our business would be where it is today if it wasn't for you. So kudos to you. Thank you so much. So I'm really glad we spent so much time initially on just figuring that out, because that was like the most important thing.
I think your progress has been incredible. Like, we've only been working together for 8 months, right? And within the 8 months, you've been able to transform the product line, revamp the ICP and the messaging, and kickstart growth.
I also like how you've got different levels of advice. You've got your training, the training program that you go through, the recorded videos and stuff like that, and webinars and things like that, which is just brilliant, by the way. I'm not sure if I've told you that, but I've had so many aha moments from that. It's so useful. And then there's, the community aspect, which is very useful too, because it's oftentimes I've been on the calls and I'd just be listening to someone else asking questions and you answering them specifically for their specific situation. And even though it might not be a specific bit of advice for me, I'd be going, I wonder, that's interesting. I haven't thought about that for my business.
Yeah.
That's also been very useful. But then, certainly, like each one of those levels, like it's almost like it hones in a little bit more each time. So then the third level, of course, is with the direct time with you. Has just been incredible to be able to have all those different levels of support, because then you bring all those things together, because you've got the training course that provides the overall structure, right, and the overall framework of this. You find your ICP first, and then you manifest it, and then you create your show. That's like a super cool strategy or structure that you then, like, even the community training or the community sessions or the group call sessions that we have, like all of that is within that structure, which is really cool. Everybody knows what the structure is. Everybody's talking the same language. So we all know where we're going. We're all sort of, you can see where you are on the path, which is really useful. And then being able to have that time with you then as well, and having that within that overall structure is, I think it's just really well put together. So the simplicity of it's incredible. Like it's incredible in the sense that you look and go, oh, well, this is simple. It's not necessarily easy, right, to implement it. But I think what's cool about it is that you can get it and go, okay, I need to do this thing first. I need to figure out my ICP first, right? And there's no point in me creating this awesome free resource or a free report or a video course if it's targeting the wrong ICP and it's the wrong messaging. It's like you're wasting your time. And same goes for creating a product. It's like just get the ICP thing first, then you manifest it, and then your Broadway show, and then you can grow the thing. Like just having that simple structure, I think is, and it's funny, you don't see it elsewhere. Like the previous course I was going through is like, there's like a million things. It's like, okay, I don't even know where to start. It's like, okay, great. It's like I'm getting overwhelmed with information here, but it's not useful. It's like wasting my time. It's like I'm spending whatever $10,000 on something that's wasting my time. It's like I'll lose the money and the time. It's like a double whammy. The simplicity is, I think, it's not easy to make something simple, and I think you need a lot of experience. You would have had to go through a lot of pain yourself to go, oh, not that direction. Oh, not that direction. Okay, here, this one. So you would have had to go through a million different things and bump your head a million different times to be able to come up with that, simplified step-by-step process to be able to make it happen. What's the word I'm looking for? Abstract. Like it's an abstraction of the truth. Really, that's what it comes down to. Like there's, the more abstract it becomes, the more simple it becomes. But then also, the more leverage it becomes, because if you get the higher abstract concepts right, then it's going to flow down into the details of everything else you do as well. So, and I think that abstraction is not always easy to get right. So, and I think that's a big difference that I think that you got right, that a lot of people don't get right.
As part of our 10-part series of SaaS and Scotch, every Thursday, I'm bringing you an episode with a fellow SaaS founder that I've been working with inside of my SaaS go-to-market program. And the idea is, instead of me just bringing you principles from the trenches, I bring on another founder that's also in the trenches, just like you and me, to share what we've learned in our go-to-market journey. In today's episode, I have Gideon Shalwick, CEO of Splasheo. Splashio is a purpose-built platform that helps you create short-form video without having to deal with editing or hiring editors. It's an incredible platform. But when we started working together, when Gideon joined my SaaS go-to-market program, he had a different product line that was stagnating. And he knew he needed to pivot. He knew he needed to go into a different segment of the market. He knew he needed to reinvigorate growth. He wasn't quite sure how. Fast forward 7 months of working together inside of the program, he was able to pivot into a much more lucrative segment of the market. He was able to revamp his ideal customer profile, his manifesto, his Broadway show, and he's been able to kickstart growth for his entire business with this brand new product line. And I see this happen over and over inside of the go-to-market program. Now we're at over 150 companies inside of that program, 250 companies total across all my programs of founders that I coach. Oftentimes, SaaS companies fall out of product market fit, or they hit some sort of false product market fit. But very often you can actually repivot that same technology with brand new messaging, a brand new go-to-market strategy to reinvigorate growth again. They've had an incredible journey and it's only the beginning, but I thought it would be so great for Gideon to come on and share the key principles that he's learned in his journey in scaling his go-to-market strategy, in pivoting his company, and reinvigorating growth. It's an incredible episode. And when you watch till the end of this, you'll be able to apply the principles that Gideon and I share on this episode to accelerate your SaaS business to that next stage of growth. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS founders like you grow your SaaS business faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics on how to grow your SaaS business. Every Thursday, I also bring on a fellow founder that I've been working with inside of my go-to-market coaching program, and we share the principles that we've learned together along with sharing the successes that they've had. So if you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. If you're already part of this community, if you're part of my coaching programs, my people, welcome back. It's really awesome to see you over here. So without further ado, I'm gonna dig into the interview I did with Gideon where he shares the key principles he's learned in pivoting his company and kickstarting growth for his SaaS business. Let's jump into it.
So first of all, welcome everybody to another episode of SaaS and Scotch. I'm super excited to have Gideon Shalwick over here today, founder of Splashio. Gideon, thank you so much for being over here. I'm so excited to have you on.
Awesome to be here. Looking forward to this, TK.
We also have matching t-shirts, I think. So that's also a plus. It's going to be a lot of fun that way. So we'll take it from the top. I obviously have been working with you. I know what you guys do, but for the audience, tell us a little bit around exactly what Splashio is and what you guys do and what part of this giant world of SaaS you guys fit into.
Yeah, sure. So we help people create short form video, quite often from long form video. And then people use that, our clients use that to grow their reach, on different platforms like TikTok, Reels, and Shorts. The shorts of it is, you can send us a long form video and we will then chop it up into smaller pieces, transcribe it, and create some subtitles for it, make it look really, really awesome and engaging, and get it ready for publish on these social media platforms. And it's fun. It's just been incredible to see the experience the clients have been getting, but also the results that they're getting from using the videos we create from. It's just been really awesome. It's such an awesome space to be in right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, this space is near and dear to my heart, as for obvious reasons. I've used Splashio. You were kind enough to take, obviously we have hours and hours of long form content. So you were kind enough to take to actually run it through your platform. And we've tested some of those. So I'm a big believer in this space, but maybe tell us a little bit around the backstory, because I think founders and others that are watching always find it interesting. Like, how did you end up being the guy? It's like, oh, I'm going to be building Splashio to actually build these shorts and actually make this happen. Like, how did you come up with the idea and get it going?
Yeah, great question. I mean, Splashio has actually been around for 10 years this year. I can't believe it. And so what happened was 10 years ago, around about that time, I was building a personal brand for myself. And it did all right. It was a profitable business. It was scalable and, all the good things about having a personal brand. But then, our daughter was born. She was born, 12 years ago. At that time, I thought, hey, what happens to a business if something happens to me? I better start creating something that can run independently of me. And that was the genesis of Splashio. So I started Splashio. We did a very different stuff that we did compared to what we do today. We created little video intros for people, logo animations, that sort of stuff. Anyway, I did that for a year. And then I wanted to automate the process. And so I found a development team. We decided to create another company for that project. So Splashio was just sitting on the back burner during that time. So about 4 or 5 years long, it was just sitting there doing nothing. And then I eventually exited the other company that I started with partners of mine and got back into it. So this was about, about 4 years ago now, I think 3 or 4 years ago. Gosh, time flies. Maybe 3 years. I don't know. Noted that there was a bit of a gap in the market. I had a lot of my friends asking, how do you caption videos? And, can you help me with this? And I looked at it and said, hey, yeah, that's cool. There's some software around, but it's actually really painful to use. Even if there's good software around, let me look into it and see what we can do for you. Anyway, I was bumping my head against it going, this is a real pain. And like, there's no real easy way of doing this. However, if I could build a team of people who love doing that sort of work, and then, use that team to do the work for my friends and my clients eventually, then it becomes a lot easier. So you don't have to use software. You don't have to know anything about software. You just send in your video, it gets captioned, and you get it back. It's ready to go. So that was the genesis of the pivot, I guess, that we're still working on today.
Yeah.
And then it just developed from there on. We created social media videos for people. TikTok and shorts and reels. That it wasn't really a big thing back then. It was, I think, reels. Shorts on YouTube only started about 2 or 3 years ago, so it's only really been taking off, the last couple of years. And so we've just shifted gears now in the last few months towards the really short form video content, where it's like under a minute long, maybe 30 seconds typically, and it's only mobile. We're just focusing in on mobile because the opportunity is so huge there. And part of the reason for that is because we've, again, just been listening to our clients and going with them saying, hey, can you create videos like this? Can you create mobile, vertical style videos with these fancy sort of captions or, subtitles, captions? Some people use them interchangeably. And we said, let's look at it and do it. And that's how we got to where it is today. So now it's just short form video, portrait style, and people are loving it. So yeah, it's been a great journey.
That's incredible. One of the things that's striking to me is in the last wave of social media, when Facebook and Instagram was coming online at scale, SaaS tools that helped you manage that became billion-dollar companies. You think about your Hootsuite and Buffer, all those in different sizes became incredible companies because people needed to manage all the attention that was there and the content that needed to capture that attention. And it's interesting because the same thing is happening now with short form content, where you don't quite have the tooling, and also the bar to produce and get it out there is way higher. Before, you just had to type into a keyboard and hit post and boom, it's a thing, and strike for a picture. But now it's like video and captions and style and animations. And there's probably going to be a huge amount of tooling that enables that sort of social media movement that's happening now as well. So that's why I thought it was super interesting, the category that you were playing in as you were getting into this.
Yeah, it's so interesting because we're straddling between SaaS and service. We sort of, what we've done is we've taken the best from SaaS and the best from service and put it together into one platform. For our clients on the SaaS side, we've set it up in such a way that it's not actually video production software. It's not a video production SaaS software sort of setup. There's no actual software for our clients to use other than submitting their projects. However, the platform we've built has just made that submission process so incredibly easy, and the management of the files and everything else is just all happening in one place. So we've taken the best of that side of SaaS, and then we've taken the best from service, which is the people side doing the actual work. Because with these videos, it's still important to be able to have a human being or a set of human beings having eyes on it to make sure that it comes out really nice. Because sometimes you can use software, you can get a really awful result. So, so it means that for you as a user, you don't have to muck around with software. You don't have to be an expert at video production. All you have to do is get the video created, like record it. And that's where your involvement stops. Then, we then take care of it through our platform and through the people behind the scenes to do the work, which means you don't even need to manage people either. So that's the other pain point. Is like one is the actual video production. If you want to do it yourself, that's really painful. But then if you want to hire a team, that's the other big pain. It's like if you don't want to do it yourself, you got to get a team. And with hiring a team or building a team or managing a team, that comes with its own challenges, because as you know, TK, you're building a team. Sometimes you might have used someone in-house, maybe you've used an agency, or maybe you've used a freelancer to help you do work. There's an overhead, a time and management overhead that comes along with that. And if you're a busy entrepreneur, you don't want to be stuffing around with minute details of managing teams or trying to find the perfect people or managing them, especially for this sort of thing where it's bulk sort of processing. You just want to get a solution that gets it done for you. And so we've taken those worlds, put it together into a platform to just ease the load for our clients.
We talk about it in this channel all the time, ICP, manifesto, roadshow. The nuances that come is in the competitive dynamics of what's available. And I feel like that's been one of the most interesting things about Splashio and the go-to-market strategy for it, at least from my point of view. As you've been building out the go-to-market strategy inside of the program and running through it, like what have been aha moments for you as you've gone through the process? Like what have you learned from a go-to-market perspective?
Yeah, I've told so many people about this, TK. The very first conversation we had before I even was a client, and I think this is the thing that really, it was like, oh yeah, I got to get TK on board. Yeah. Was we talked about our target audience, and at that point, I thought our target audience was kind of okay. We were targeting influencers and thought leaders, and to me, it was just like, can I go more specific? And I remember the first thing you said to me was that your target audience is not specific enough. Your ICP, your ideal customer profile, it's not specific enough, and it's not niche down enough. I was going, oh, what? Okay, cool. No one told me that before. Everyone just sort of thought that's good enough. And I had a real hard time with the marketing side of the business, because we didn't really know who these people were exactly, like influencers and thought leaders. Who exactly are they? Influencers in the business space or in the entertainment space or in Hollywood? Who the heck are you talking about? And same with thought leaders. You get thought leaders everywhere. It's like it could be almost anybody. And so that made it really hard for us, to know who the heck they are, B, to create a solution for the problem that they might have, and then C, to be able to communicate that message to them. Because if you've got such a wide audience, how do you communicate a specific message to them that solves a specific problem? And so when I joined your program, that changed everything, because it really forced me to relook at that. And it was actually super scary, because even though I've known about niching down, or niching down, as you might say in the States, the richest are the niches, some people say, I knew about that, but it's one thing knowing it, and another thing actually putting yourself out there and your business and all your investment you've put into it, and putting your head on a block and saying, actually, guys, I'm gonna niche right down right now. And it feels super risky, and it feels like you're giving something up or giving something away. However, the big benefit that you get from it is that you hone in on who it exactly is that you want to target, which then means their pain and their problem so much better. And because you know them and their pain so much better, it means you can create your solution so much better. And then as a result, your messaging too. So all those things really come together when you start then with your creating your content or your messaging or your marketing materials, attracting your audience. It just becomes so much easier because the clarity is just there. And so I didn't have that before joining, and that's like a really huge benefit for, especially at the beginning. And it's amazing. I think it's like maybe an hour-long session that you have on that. Maybe not even that long, but it's like a relatively short bit of advice that's kept me busy for like 6 months, to really drill down and figure it out and hone in. And it's just made the world of a difference.
It's funny because everyone thinks they have an ideal customer profile when they first think about working with me. And then they go through the process and they're like, oh, we didn't have one. But really, the devil is in the details of the nuance. That's one of the things I appreciated about our sessions together. We had a thoughtful debate on where do you draw the line? Because it wasn't an obvious line to be drawn. Mm-hmm. It was really about, okay, maybe we slice it this way and then look at it in this way. And maybe then it makes sense. Like we had these spectrums and everything to really define what that ICP is. Because it's not just about, there is such a thing as too niche down. There is such a thing as not niche down enough. There's a nuance there. And I think I really appreciate our conversations around that. Because I'm like, okay, like, how do we really slice it?
Yeah, and that was really insightful, because it was like that session we had was like another honing in from, the original thing. It was like, originally it was like, okay, influencers and thought leaders, great, that's not very useful. Then we honed in more to a much more specific target audience, and I thought, okay, well, that was already much better. And that allowed us to actually not just modify a message, but also modify our solution. Like we could take what we had and fine tune it specifically for the pain point of this target audience. Yep. And in that session we had, it's like, okay, now let's look at that target audience, that ICP, and it's not all of them that we want to talk to, because some of them might be beyond what we can help them with, and some are too low down. They're not ready for us yet. So there's that sweet spot, and I think that session was really eye-opening to go, okay, hang on, there are some boundaries even within my ICP to hone in on even more. And again, that helped us even more, because then we could go, okay, from a targeting perspective, we could go and say, let's go on LinkedIn and use Sales Navigator and go, all right, we're only going to talk to people who's got, say, more than 1,000 followers, because if they're below that, it means they're not quite ready for us yet. However, we don't want to talk to people who's like got 1 or 2 or 3 million followers, because they probably already have their own team set up, and we're probably just going to waste our time trying to impress them. And, we're going to have to convince them to use us instead of their team. That's a hard sell. Whereas, there's going to be a sweet spot in between where they don't have a team yet and they're just ready to scale, and they need a solution now. And it might only be an intermediate sort of solution for them as they grow and scale. However, they need a solution, and that's where we then come in. So that was a really good session, apart from the actual training that we had together. But that actual session was really eye-opening to go, we can go even more specific within our ICP to help us with our targeting even more. It was really useful.
Tell us a little bit around the product side, because what I thought was also interesting, you were iterating on the ICP and the messaging, the manifesto, like those pieces. Like, what's the value prop? What I saw through working with you also is you were using the inputs from that and the outputs from that and the customer count, like, to actually feed into your product roadmap. Like, your product actually evolved, which has been really cool. Maybe tell us a little bit about that aspect of the journey for you as a founder, adapting the go-to-market and the product also.
I think it saved our business, actually, TK. I think we weren't on the wrong track necessarily. However, if it was an old track, it was an outdated track, and with our industry, it just, things change so quickly. And so we had to keep up with the changes. And I think it would have been hard for us to really spot this opportunity to hone in on even our product if it wasn't for those discussions that me and you had. So it was really tough as well, because it meant that we had to change our direction a bit, not a ton. I mean, what was good was that we could use all our existing. We were just tweaking our product essentially. We didn't have to reinvent anything necessarily. We were just tweaking and going, okay, we're already creating videos, already creating social media videos. How can we tweak it so that it works really well for mobile? And it's like, boom, 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 boom. Let's just add this on and add this on. And now all of a sudden it's much more specific. It solves a much clearer pain point. And voila, we just make a few tweaks and it works. It's a few tweaks on our side that makes a big difference for our clients, because, we've gotten to the point now where we've got this new version of the service. And I actually wanted to completely get rid of the old one. But we've decided to keep it on. But now we're just calling that legacy. It's our legacy service that continues, and clients can still sign up for that. There's still demand for that. For the, I guess we call it older or legacy style of videos, social media videos. But now our main focus is really just on the new stuff, and because that's where the demand is right now, the bigger demand and the growth, at least that we're seeing it. So yeah, it's been interesting making that change, because it's. And it was not an easy decision, because it's like, okay, we've got this. It's like a train track, with momentum that you build, and you go, okay, now we've got to change it. So obviously, the bigger the changes, the harder it is. So it was still a challenge, but it was a very, very worthwhile change for us. And I think if we didn't make that change, we'd be still on the legacy products, and we'd be going, why aren't we getting any sales? And the reason would have been because the market's moved on, And so, so that was really good for us to challenge us and go, okay, we've got to actually keep up with the market and update and innovate for the market, as opposed to just within an old legacy sort of service. So that was really useful.
What has been you've been deep in in this go-to-market and tweaking the product and the market, you're going after like all these pieces. What's been the results so far? Like, how's the business done from all this work that you've been putting into it for revamping the go-to-market strategy?
Yeah, so when we just met, I think we were sitting on a plateau, and then since then we've been increasing growth again. We haven't had that hockey stick growth, but I'm okay with that because we've been growing. And it's been COVID and everything else like that. So where a lot of other businesses have been going out of business, we've had a steady growth path, which has been really amazing. But what's been really interesting is looking at the actual graphs of the legacy service versus the new one. It's almost like we started from scratch. We almost started a new business from scratch with a new service, right? Because it's a different subscription that we have, different kind of clients. Sometimes there's overlap, but in a way, it was kind of like a new business, and that's while the other ones sort of went down, this new one's been going up. So the overall effect is that we still had growth, even though our older business that we invested quite a bit of time into it has been sort of going down. The new one's been going up. So like I said, it's been a godsend in a way, because if we just kept on going with the older one, I think it would have been really difficult to grow that. It would have probably either just stayed on the plateau or started shrinking. Whereas now, because we've introduced a new thing, that's been growing. And so I think that's been like a sort of like a lifesaver in a way, for us, that I think it would have been, maybe we would have been able to get there eventually, but it would have taken us a lot longer. And I think we would have made a lot more mistakes on the way in getting there, because you get the target market wrong, your ICP. I mean, everything else is a waste of time. Really, you're just wasting your time. So I'm really glad we spent so much time initially on just figuring that out, because that was like the most important thing.
I think your progress has been incredible. Like, we've only been working together for 8 months, right? And within the 8 months, you've been able to transform the product line, revamp the ICP and the messaging, and kickstart growth. And so I know, like, typically what we see is 12 to 18 months is when really growth starts to compound and kick in. So it seems like it's all on track given everything that's going on in the business.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I saw a friend of mine post on Instagram the other day saying that, he was saying that, given even with all the crap going on in the world right now, he's still optimistic. And I left a little comment saying, yeah, somehow I'm really optimistic too. Like, it's just a certain feeling I have about our business, but also about our industry. But I think also just opportunities in general. I think there's so many amazing things happening in the world. You just got to open your eyes to it. I'm really looking forward to the next 12 months. What's coming up yet? We've only been together for eight months, and our business is transformed. Like, it's completely different compared to when we started with. I think it's much more relevant, much more modern and updated, and much more fun too. We're also attracting a different kind of client. Like, before, we would attract a client that I didn't necessarily resonate with, because I'm like, Splashio, part of the reason one of the deeper reasons I started Splashio was because I wanted to help people with a message, get their message out there to the world without any restriction or friction. That was like really the underlying motivation for beginning the business. And even the name Splashio is like, make your splash with video, like Splashio and video. It's like one word together if you haven't picked it up yet. But so now I'm feeling like it's much more aligned with that, whereas previously it was started to drift away from that, and it's like the clients we're attracting were just like not, okay, cool, they're paying us money, but I'm not excited about it, So whereas now, and for the last several months, I've been very, very excited about what we're doing, the innovation and the features we're building as a result of that, in response to our clients and in response to the market, not just crazy ideas we come up with, but it's in response to our target audience and our market. I'm excited about them. I'm like, and previously I would have gone, oh, we really need to build this, this feature, and so the energy even for the business is completely different now too.
Yeah, I think that's so important, right? Like, every founder I interview that come to a level of growth and fulfillment, which are both important, they get to a point where, like, I really love my customers. I think if you don't love your customers, it's a really sad place to be running a business. And so it's so important that you actually pivot the business to what truly fits a market need and is also a group of people that you really want to be serving.
Oh, totally. And I measure my at least part of my success with how easy I get out of bed in the morning. And it's like, how excited am I to do stuff for the day? And as an entrepreneur, your business is a huge part of your life. Like, the time wise, you spend a lot of time on it. And if you don't enjoy it, what's the point? Like, of course, sometimes you got to go and go through things that are maybe not as pleasant to be able to get to a place where it is more pleasant. But certainly, I think if you can align your target audience with, people that you actually want to hang out with and naturally want to attract into your business, and that you're excited about serving, I think that makes a huge difference. And certainly I can tell in the morning, I wake up before my alarm goes off. But do I really have to wait for my alarm before I can get up? There's so many exciting things to be doing. So, and I think I did go through a bit of a stage before I joined your program where it was sort of like started turning into a bit of drudgery, where it's like, I've got to do this stuff today to grow the business. Where it's like, I get to do this stuff, I'm so lucky I get to work in the business, and it's exciting, and it's constantly moving and constantly new challenges. And I mean, there's a lot more work to be done. Don't get me wrong. But
just getting started. Yeah. What's been the thing so far in this journey of yours, like, as you've repivoted the product, transformed the growth, fixed the plateauing, like gone through the program, like what's been the part of the program that maybe was unexpected? Like you were like, I didn't know that was part of the thing, but it's a thing. Like, and I'm like, that was an intangible or tangible value that you got. If anything, like if there isn't one, that's fine too.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it already, but it kind of hit me, that first conversation we had, where you said our ICP wasn't specific enough. Like, because it's a funny story. Just before I joined your program, I just came out of another program where we spent heaps of time on our value proposition and blah, blah, blah. And, it was week after week where we had to repeat it. And it was like, at no point was there someone that said, hey, Gideon, you're wasting your time trying to improve your value proposition because you don't have the right target audience, it's just, again, it's like, okay, wasting time here. And, so I think that was, it was a challenge at the same time as being, this is awesome. No one's actually specifically said that to me before. It's like, okay, you've really got to hone in here and make it more specific. And that was, if you haven't done this before and you're watching this, it's like, it's actually really challenging because you've got to give up a lot of your preconceived ideas. You've got to give up on what you thought might work, and you've got to trust that giving up in your mind, you're going, but there's this bigger audience here now. I want to target a smaller audience. Isn't that is it going to be enough traction for that, et cetera, et cetera? So you've got all these fears and things like holding you back from doing that. But then once you get into it, you go, hang on, why didn't I do this earlier? So I think that was a very pleasant surprise for me coming into the program. But I think other things I've really just enjoyed is certainly the time with you. That's been, like, out of all the programs I've done, I don't think I've had this much personal attention to what I'm doing, because that was one of the key things I really struggled with as well, and sometimes in other programs. I mean, I've been on the other programs where you always learn something, right? But it was always a challenge to get a one-on-one advice from someone. And so when you're starting a SaaS, for example, there are so many different moving parts. There are so many specifics about your own situation that is, yes, it's the same, but it's also different. There's sometimes a very specific decision you've got to make, and sometimes you need specific advice on that. And you can't just go through a course to get that aha moment. And like being able to jump on some one-on-one training with you, or calls with you, coaching calls, I guess it's allowed you to get a deeper understanding of my business, to then make a much more specific recommendation that I could then act on, as opposed to going, here's some general information, you go and figure it out. It's like that conversation we had about the ICP, and going, okay, well, let's go, okay, here's the range of potential people. Let's cut these guys out and try these guys in the middle. And let's run some experiments, and then come back in a few weeks' time or whatever, and let's talk about it again. It's like, okay, awesome. That's like getting that feedback loop of specific, useful advice, which you don't get from a normal training course. I think that has been, and I think will continue to be really, really useful.
That's awesome. I take that for granted, because I'm like, why? I wouldn't want it any other way. I can't even imagine someone joining a course or something where they don't get to talk to someone that's done it before. Like, they have an ex-pizza boy as a coach. It's like, I can't make the training good enough where it'll work for every SaaS business and every founder automatically, nor is any founder good enough. So it's like always like, get the training, understand it, and then let's you and I talk while others can also learn. And it's like, okay, like, let's figure this out. And having that intellectual sparring partner, I think, is so important. important because you have domain knowledge, I have pattern recognition and experience. Together, we can actually figure a lot of stuff out. And that without that, I can't even imagine someone figuring out their go-to-market strategy. So like, I was like, I can't believe anyone would even sell something aside from that. But like, it is good for you to mention like, oh yeah, that works. Like you have to look at the context. It's all so nuanced once you get into it. That's the part where the nuance is best. It's easy to address when two people can talk through it. That's the only way I know how. Like if I was just sitting in a room alone, I couldn't figure out your stuff for you, but two of us together can figure stuff out really quickly.
Oh yeah, and I also like how you've got different levels of advice. You've got your training, the training program that you go through, the recorded videos and stuff like that, and webinars and things like that, which is just brilliant. By the way, I'm not sure if I've told you that, but I've had so many aha moments from that. It's so useful. And then there's the community aspect, which is very useful too, because it's oftentimes I've been on the calls and I'd just be listening to someone else asking questions and you answering them specifically for their specific situation. And even though it might not be a specific bit of advice for me, I'd be going, I wonder, that's interesting. I haven't thought about that for my business.
Yeah.
That's also been very useful. But then, yeah, certainly like each one of those levels, like it's almost like it hones in a little bit more each time. So then the third level, of course, is with the direct time with you. Has just been incredible to be able to have all those different levels of support, because then you bring all those things together, because you've got the training course for that provides the overall structure, right, and the overall framework of this. You find your ICP first, and then you manifest it, and then you create your show. Your what's it called, the
Broadway show.
Yeah, Broadway show, right? And boom, that's like a super cool strategy or structure that you then, like, even the community training or the community sessions or the group call sessions that we have, like all of that is within that structure, which is really cool. Everybody knows what the structure is. Everybody's talking the same language. We all know where we're going. We're all sort of, you can see where you are on the path, which is really useful. And then being able to have that time with you then as well, with having that within that overall structure, as I think it's just really well put together. So I've really been enjoying that. Yeah.
I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, look at you. Like it's been 7 months for you, right? Like 7 months, you've already like kickstarted growth, transformed your product. Like you can't move that fast unless there is a structure. Like I can't help that many people unless there's a structure. So like I'm glad you got value. It's like, I'm glad we did it that way, because otherwise it's impossible to move people along as quickly.
There's one more thing I want to say, and that's actually it's the simplicity of it it's incredible. Like it's incredible in the sense that you look and go, oh well, this is simple. It's not necessarily easy, right, to implement it. But I think what's cool about it is that you can get it and go, okay, I need to do this thing first. I need to figure out my ICP first, right? And there's no point to me creating this awesome free resource or a free report or a video course if it's targeting the wrong ICP and it's the wrong messaging. It's like you're wasting your time. And same goes for creating your product. It's like just get the ICP thing first, then you manifest it, and then your Broadway show, and then you can grow the thing. And it's funny, you don't see it elsewhere. Like the previous course I was going through is like, there's like a million things. It's like, okay, I don't even know where to start. It's like, okay, great. It's like I'm getting overwhelmed with information here, but it's not useful. It's like wasting my time. It's like I'm spending whatever $10,000 on something that's wasting my time. It's like I'll lose the money and the time. It's like a double whammy.
I think. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. You just. I
was just going to say the simplicity is, I think it's not easy to make something simple, and I think you need a lot of experience. You would have had to go through a lot of pain yourself to go, oh, not that direction. Oh, not that direction. Okay, here, this one. So you would have had to go through a million different things and bumped your head a million different times to be able to come up with that, simplified step-by-step process to be able to make it happen. It's an abstraction of the truth. Really, that's what it comes down to. Like there's, the more abstract it becomes, the more simple it becomes, but then also the more leverage it becomes, because if you get the higher abstract concepts right, then it's going to flow down into the details of everything else you do as well. So, and I think that abstraction is not always easy to get right. So, and I think that's a big difference. I think that you got right that a lot of people don't get right.
Yeah. Thank you for that. That means a lot, because we work really hard at that. This is what I was going to say. Like, I can't remember the number of times I've gone in and re-recorded the training. I'm like, okay, I just worked with 100 founders based on all the questions and everything we got. Let's re-record this. Let's actually make it shorter, simpler, and more actionable, so that when we get on a strategy session, I'm like, cool, let's like get you the results really quickly, and you have all the pieces you need. like we treat it like software. So it's so hard to get there actually. Like, but so it's good to hear that you can see that. Like, it means a lot actually. What are you excited about? Like, like you're reinvigorated about your customers. You killed the plateau. You reinvigorated growth. You revamped your product. It's only been 7 months. So what's next for Splashio? What are you excited about? What are you waking up in the morning and you're like, let's go do this thing?
Yeah, well, I'm excited about a bunch of things. I'm not sure if I can even verbalize all of it, but certainly just the industry that we're in, with TikTok and Reels and Shorts, just that short form video content space. It's fascinating me at the moment because, I've been doing video now for like 15, 16 years, and I've been really studying engagement, especially through video, for all that time, because I know that when you get engagement right, everything else starts falling into place. And to be able to get engagement right, there's a whole bunch of things you got to know about and get right. Sometimes you can get it right by accident. But, looking at what's happening with the short form videos with TikTok Reels and Shorts, it's like you've got a 30-second opportunity to impress, and it's not a long time. So how do you do that? What's the best way of doing that? And how can you create an experience that is super engaging? So like, I find that really, really exciting, really interesting. And what's cool about it is that it's a new opportunity for people, I think, to build reach. Like, you look at TikTok, we've just started our own channel on TikTok about 2 weeks ago, and already we're over 1,000 followers on our TikTok channel. Now, I must say that that's not all through organic followers. I have been driving some. It's like $30 a day traffic to our TikTok channel. But I mean, we're already over 1,000 subscribers. I haven't been able to do that with any other platform ever before, and so that's exciting. It's exciting that I can use my knowledge and experience to apply to a place like TikTok and Reels and Shorts, because they're all just following along TikTok now, and be able to use that to not only, grow our own business, but also, provide a service that helps other people finally get their message out there to their target audience in a big way, without all the resistance points. So I'm excited about the industry. And because of that, I'm excited about building a solution that really meets the needs for that market and for our clients. We're just building a publish to social feature at the moment, where you can click one button and it publishes the video straight to TikTok, Reels, and Shorts in one go. It's like, wow, okay, that's cool. That saves you a lot of time. To the average Joe on the street, that might sound like a boring sort of thing, but I'm excited about that, because it's going to save me time doing it, and it's going to save our clients a ton of time as well. So I'm excited about that. I'm an optimist in general. I don't watch the news as far as I can. Sometimes I can't help myself, but I try and not watch the news and focus on, what I can do as an entrepreneur to make a difference in the world and make the world a better place. And, that means that I tend to only spot the positive things and the opportunities that are worth pursuing, as opposed to focusing on all the negativity in the world. What can I do about the war in Ukraine? Unless I wanted to go into politics, there's probably nothing I can do. But what I can do is I can be the best that I can be within my own business and within our own industry, and serve our clients the best way that I can. That's my little gift to the world, where I can make a difference. I can make a difference here now within my business. And that excites me, that I can do that and make people's lives better as a result.
That's so awesome. I love that. And I do agree. It's so easy to just say, oh, it's all messed up, but there's so much agency and power we have in our own controls as entrepreneurs, as founders, as change agents. And so focusing on that and moving it forward is the best thing to do in times like this, because it's like, what else are you going to do? Do what's within your control, and you are. So that's awesome. Gideon, this is so awesome. Like, thank you for sharing your insights. And I'm so excited for you. Like, you've gotten so much momentum already, and you're in a great space. There's going to be incredible companies that come out of this space, and you're hopefully going to be one of those. And like, I'm just excited for you. And I want to thank you for sharing all your insights. Where can people find out more about Splashio if they want to get awesome videos like you guys do? And where can people connect with you directly?
Well, first of all, thank you to you, TK. I don't think our business would be where it is today if it wasn't for you. So kudos to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. If you're someone who wants to use short form video to grow your audience and grow your reach, come and check out Splasheo. We've got a free trial where we create your first 10 videos for you for free. If it's on the on-demand plan, we've got a repurpose plan as well, where we create one of the videos for free for you. But come check it out. More information at splasheo.com. So it's just splasheo.com. So it's like splash and video combined into one word. So splasheo.com. And check it out. We'll love to help you.
Awesome. And where can people connect with you and follow your journey, especially given all the knowledge you have about video and you have 15 years of experience in this?
Yeah, so either search for us on TikTok, Splashio, or on Instagram for Splashio, on YouTube, Splashio, or if you want to connect with me personally, I've just submitted a video for the first time in months on LinkedIn, which I think is a great platform for personal business connections. So reach out to me, Gideon Shalwick on LinkedIn, and love to connect with you. Just say you heard this interview and you wanted to chat. So I'd love to connect.
Perfect. I love it. I was going to wait for the TikTok plug because I know you're growing that account. We'll link to all this below also.
So now you know the principles that Gideon had to share, the journey that he's gone through to pivot his company and reinvigorate growth. It's an incredible story. What you may not know is how you can do this for your own company. If you are running a SaaS business and you have some revenues and you're looking to figure out how do you actually drive growth, this is exactly why I created my SaaS go-to-market coaching program. It's the exact same program that Gideon is part of, and so many other founders who we've done SaaS and Scotch episodes with over the last few months are part of. This is part of a 10-part series we're doing this time around. So if you want to learn more, inside of this program, I help you flesh out your ideal customer profile. I teach you how to actually revamp your manifesto, that's your strategic messaging. And then I teach you how to run a consistent set of sales and marketing activities that I call a Broadway show to bring your manifesto to your ideal customer profile. Time and time again, we've had founders join. They thought they had an ICP, they thought they had a manifesto, and turned out they needed to revamp it. It just wasn't hitting the mark. And once they did, once we worked together, they were able to accelerate growth. It's an incredible program. So if you want to learn more, just go to tkkader.com/GTM. tkkader.com/GTM. All the details will be in there. You can learn all the details about the program, and you fill out a little form where we can hop on a call. And if it sounds like we're a fit, we can start working together right away. It's an incredible program. We have so many success stories, and we'll be sharing more over the coming months. Just go to tkkader.com/GTM. Also, if you got value from this video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really likes it when you do that. If you have a fellow founder, a co-founder, if you're part of a Slack group or a WhatsApp group that would get value from this video, please share this video with them. We want to help as many SaaS founders as possible in growing SaaS companies. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you in the next episode or inside of the SaaS Go-to-Market Coaching Program. See you later.